Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you that have practiced with me before, my name is Sophie. For those of you that have randomly found me on the internet, so good job and welcome. If you haven't already, please give this channel a bit of a subscribe, a bit of love. If you enjoyed this flow, please leave me a comment and a thumbs up. It really helps me grow the channel and helps encourage me to make more videos for you. So please give it some love. So today's class is focused on balance. We're going to be moving from one leg to the other, focusing on our single leg balance and also our single leg strength. So it's a really fun class. I love these kind of classes. If you're practicing with me and it's the morning where you are, maybe you might find this class more challenging. I know that my balance is always really more of a challenge, I'd say, to tap into first thing in the morning. So that's absolutely my personal preference. If it's evening for you, you might find this a little bit easier. Obviously, we haven't got far to fall, but make sure you're in a safe space. And if you want to practice with your blocks, please grab them and have them nearby. We're going to start standing up. So come to the top of your mat. Have your feet spread nice and wide, about hip width apart. Lift the toes off the floor and then press them down so they're nice, spread nice and wide. Roll the shoulders back, draw the shoulders down the spine. Maybe close the eyes if that feels comfortable for you. Already tapping into that balance, that grounding energy. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. I'm just going to start to sway a little bit from side to side as we inhale deeply through the nose. And exhale through the nose, sealing off the lips throughout our practice today, tapping into that prana energy, that breath energy. Maybe this is the first time you've stepped out on your mat today, so give yourself some time to adjust to the space. Maybe take the circles in opposite directions. Now start to feel your weight distribute all the way through different parts of your feet. So exploring how it feels to take the weight into the toes, into the heels, rock backwards and forwards. Inhaling deeply. And exhaling through the nose. Feeling sensations in the foot. Maybe you feel the gap in the arch of the foot. Maybe you feel your weight generally going to one place more than the other and trying to challenge that sensation. Maybe you feel like you're moving a lot or you're not moving at all. Feeling all the nerves in your feet start to switch on and energize and wake up. Stand up nice and tall. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Relax the jaw, relax the eyes. Soften the brows. Good. Now come into stillness. Bring the hands next to the side. Take 2 breaths here. Maybe feeling a new energy of grounding in the legs. Feeling strong, feeling stable. Feeling present in your body. And that's really why we come to the mat, isn't it? To get out of our mind and into our body. So tap into this feeling. On your next inhale, sweep the hands all the way up towards the sky. Maybe gaze up towards the fingertips. Exhale, swan dive the hands all the way down to the floor, coming into your first forward fold. Relaxing the legs so they have a soft bend in them so your belly can come and touch on the thighs now. Maybe take ragdoll arms, grabbing opposite elbow. Really feeling the top portion of your back stretched down towards the floor. Bring the fingertips down, take an inhale, halfway lift. Fingertips will come to shins, knees, thighs, or maybe point out behind you. Find that nice long straight spine, breathe in here. Exhale, drop the hands down to the floor. Step left foot back, followed by right foot, come into your tabletop position. Push the hips all the way back, coming into our child's pose. Ground through the fingertips, roll up through your tabletop, tucking those toes all the way under, coming straight up into downward facing dog. Pedaling out the heels a little bit, finding a bit of movement in the hips, in the hamstrings. Staying active in the shoulders. So not focusing so much about what the heels are doing and the hamstrings are doing necessarily. So pushing through, staying strong and active in the shoulders, internally rotating those arms a little bit so that I have the elbow
comes a little bit forward to face the front of the mat, potentially. Tiptoeing our way all the way to the top as slowly as you can get there, whilst keeping the hands pressing down into the mat. The moment you feel your hands start to lift and you can no longer push the ground away, soften the knees, roll all the way up to standing. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up. Exhale, take the hands to the heart center. Let's tap more into that balanced pose. So ground that right foot into the floor. From here, we're going to lift our left knee so it's parallel to the mat. Draw the shoulders up. Lift the chest up towards the sky, finding a nice balance here. We're going to take a few breaths in this posture. If this is enough for you, you can stay here. Or we're going to challenge ourselves a little bit more, tapping into our vestibular system, so getting all of our systems waking up. From here, we're going to draw our eyesight over to the left side of the mat, so drawing a nice line across the room here. As you exhale, take it all the way across to the other side of the room, so you're gazing over your right shoulder. And then back to the center and back to the left. You should find this a little bit more challenging. Using the eyesight to focus on something a little bit further away. Really good for us to start to relax the mind so we can get into our body. Coming to stillness, gazing forward. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. Option to close the eyes or stay gazing forward for 1. And don't worry if you wobble and fall out. For 2. Ooh. Exactly. Come back up. Exhale, release that left foot down. Give that right foot a little bit of a shake out. Grounding through that left foot again. Really take that left big toe nice and wide if you can. Shoulders up and back. Lift the chest. Lift that right knee up. Good. Gazing here for just a moment straight forward. And then we're going to take that gaze over to the right side this time to start off with. Gazing into the distance. Maybe if you've got a window in front of you, you can gaze even further. Coming back to center and then over to the left. Keep tapping into that energy, drawing up through the foot. Draw the core in to help you balance. Over to the right. 1 more over to the left. Using the breath. Move you through, gaze forward. Closing the eyes if you did on the other side, or maybe this is your better side for 1. And 2. Good, opening the eyes, releasing the right foot down, giving the legs a bit of a shake out, sweep the hands all the way up, inhale. Exhale, let's take it all the way down to the floor, press the palms down, inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, step, maybe hop back if you're feeling nice and woken up this morning already into our Chaturanga position. Option to drop onto the knees, draw the shoulder blades back and down the body. Exhale, down towards the floor. Inhale, rolling up, either into your cobra or maybe upward facing dog, drawing the thighs up off the mat, pushing the ground away, drawing the shoulder blades back and down. Exhale, press the ground away, lifting up into downward facing dog. Taking 2 lovely long breaths here. Inhale completely. Exhale completely through the nose. 1 more inhale. Exhale. Good. Let's bring the big toes together to touch. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky, point the toe. Nice and straight through the pelvis. Maybe drop the right hip down. Find that lovely bit of alignment. Don't worry about moving into your flexibility range. Drawing that hip down, so staying in alignment, drawing awareness to our body. Good. Gaze forward. Bring the right knee in towards the chest. Roll forward into your plank position. Push the ground away. When you're ready, release the foot between the fingertips. Drop the left knee down. Sweep the hands all the way up into our Anjaneyasana. Staying here for just a moment. Moving all the way back up into our front foot soon. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. We're going to gaze forward. Take the weight already straight away into our Warrior 3 or our Virabhadrasana 3. Pressing into that front foot, tucking that back toe under, lifting that back heel, maybe coming all the way up into our Warrior 3. If you need to take a couple of steps to get yourself there, maybe even bring the fingertips down first, kick that back leg, coming up, holding it here. Trying to draw that pelvis nice and level. So you want that left hip facing down towards the ground.
Chest is level to the front of the mat. Let's extend the arms into our airplane wings. Good. We're not staying here. We're going to tap our nose with our right index finger for 1. Take it out. Left finger comes in for 2. What's your back leg doing? Is it nice and strong? Right side comes in, 3. Exhale, release. Come over to the other side, 2. Good. 1 more each way. Staying strong in that standing leg. Exhale, release. Good. And then we're going to take it all the way back down into our high lunge. Sweep the hands all the way up towards the sky. Dropping that right knee down a little bit here, finding that nice neutral spine. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. Right foot steps back. Option to drop the knees for Chaturanga or stay up high. Inhaling up into upward dog or your cobra. Push the ground away. Downward facing dog. 1 breath here. Exhale, big toes touch. Left foot comes up towards the sky. Point the toe. Drawing that hip nice and level to the ground. Maybe draw the core in. Last rib comes in too. Good. Exhale, round through. Bring that knee with you as you roll forward to high plank. Step the left foot between the hands. If the foot doesn't get there, just give it a helping hand. Dropping that right knee down. Sweep the hands all the way up. Good. Exhale, hands to heart center. Making that silky smooth transition again. However you got there before, give it a go. Pressing into that front foot. Maybe this time you can kick that back foot all the way up straight away. Leveling out the pelvis. Collarbones level to the front of the mat. Extend the hands nice and long. Imagine you're kicking a wall with your back foot. So you can feel the wall against the foot. Really strong here. Good. Left index finger taps the nose, extend it out. Challenging our balance, concentration, right fingertip comes in, tap. Let's go. 2 more each side, left side. Good. Staying with the breath, right side comes in. 1 more each way. And if you wobble and fall, give it another go. Come back out of it, challenge yourself. Last one. Extend the hands. Good. Steadily step that right foot back. Sweep the hands up. High lunge. Exhale. Hands come down to the floor. Step it back. Chaturanga. Exhale down. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Good. Finding a bit of stillness. When you're ready, bring the big toes together to touch. Let's gaze forward. Take the hips back towards the heels. See if you can hop a couple of hops or just 1 hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, rise up slowly. Good. Bring the hands into mountain. We're going to sweep ourselves all the way down, sink the hips down into our Ultrakatasana chair pose. Bring the fingertips up. Sink the hips a little bit deeper, maybe lift the toes up off the mats for 1 and 2. Good. From here, come up into standing. I'm going to come into Garudasana, so I want you to bring your left leg over right leg. Wrap it around, see if you can get a double wrap. If it doesn't go all the way, that's absolutely fine. Here's good. Do whatever you can, whatever your body allows. Right hand's going to come under left arm. Maybe the fingertips come together into prayer position. We're going to push the shoulder blades away. So feel your back open up behind and see if you can sink down as you exhale. Keep drawing the elbows away from the body, feeling that back stretch. Going as deep as your body allows for 1, 2, 3, and 4. As we come up, we're going to unwrap our leg. Keep the arms wrapped as they are. Send that left leg back. Warrior 3 with the arms in our eagle wrap. Good. Take the chest slightly down. Active back leg for 1, 2. Maybe push the fingertips a little bit further away. Challenge yourself for 3. And 4, unwrapping the arms, right hand comes down. Find that buoyancy in that right leg. Take those left fingertips up towards the sky for your half moon. Maybe grabbing onto your block. If you like to practice with it, trying to square off the hips. Good. Maybe if your gaze allows, balance. Maybe you can gaze up to that top finger for 1, 2, 3. Good. From here, option to stay or kick that back foot in towards the body, grabbing for the outside edge of the foot and lifting the chest up, coming into your candy cane, pushing that foot into that hand. Be a little bit braver with it. Maybe you stay on the fingertips, maybe you float it off the floor or bring it into your shin for 1. Standing leg is strong. 2. Feel the leg working for 3. Exhale, take the hands down. Good. Beautiful. We're going to come into our standing split now. Left leg kicks all the way up towards the ceiling. Right hand comes in, grabs behind that right leg, walking that left hand out, drawing yourself in. Really stretching through here, trying to draw your chest in as close to the thigh as possible. Good. And exhale, down, releasing that left leg next to the right leg, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Feeling the difference in left and right. Exhale, come down to the ground, step it back, plank position. Coming through our Chaturanga, strong arms. Exhale, inhale up. Moving all the way back through, meeting back in our downward facing dog. We're going to take that on the other side. So when you're ready, big toes come together to touch. Push the ground away with the hands, gaze forward, take the hips back towards the heels, maybe hop or spring to the front of the mat, landing as softly as possible. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rise all the way up into our Ultrakatasana. Sink the hips down a little bit lower, floating those toes up off the mat again for 1, 2, 3. Come up into standing. As you stand, right leg comes up with you, holding that thigh parallel to the floor. Taking that eagle up with the legs for Garudasana on the right side. Taking the opposite hand under opposite arm, so left arm under right, pushing the shoulder blades apart, really finding that space across the back of the body now. When you're ready, we're going to bend that standing leg, drop slightly down, so chest comes down towards the floor, push those elbows away from the body, feeling that stretch, finding that balance in that foot for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, use the breath to move out of the posture. Kick that right foot back, expand. Find that length, keep pushing those fingertips away from the body. Kick that back foot all the way, imagining you're tapping into that wall for 1. Standing leg is strong. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, unwrap the arms, keep right foot where it is. Left fingertips come down, come into half moon to the right. Sweep those fingertips all the way up towards the sky, grabbing onto that block to elevate you up away from the ground if you need to. Trying to squaring out the hips, drawing that right hip all the way back. Try not to kick that right foot up towards the ceiling. Find it parallel to the mat. Good for 1. 2, check how much weight is in your left fingertips. You know where we're going with this. 3, 4, you can gaze down to find that balance first, focusing on a spot that's not going to move, grabbing the inside of the foot. Again, coming into your candy cane if it's available for you, kicking that foot into the hand, finding that balance, and then maybe challenging yourself a little bit more, hand to the shin or staying on the mat for 1, 2, be a little bit braver, 3, whoop. And 4, if you're still in the pose, good for you. Holding that position, and then we're going to exhale, release that hand down to the ground, kick that right foot up towards the sky, standing split. Use that left hand to draw yourself in. Really try to kick that foot as high as it will go. Whew. Drawing it in. 1 and 2, good. Releasing that right foot down next to left foot, coming into your forward fold, softening everything here. Maybe hamstrings feeling a little bit juicier now than before, hopefully nicely warmed up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take the hands all the way back and down to the floor. Step it back, hop it back. Maybe drop to the knees if you feel you need to. Exhale down. Inhale up. Breathe into the upward facing dog. Exhale all the way
back into downward facing dog. Good. Option here to drop down onto the knees. I suggest taking a nice wide child's pose, so knees are as wide as the mat, allowing yourself a little bit of time to tap back into your breath, feeling the heat created in the legs, in the hips, and hopefully in the glutes as well, really firing up the muscles. Using this time now to settle in. Quietening down the mind. Maybe if it's starting to chime in. And remembering if something doesn't challenge you, then it won't change you. So if you found the standing leg sequence hard, then think of it as a good thing. It will only improve you. And every time you come back to the mats, you might feel different. You might come back with an expectation of how it felt last time, but that's not what really yoga is about. It's about the progress and it's about the journey. And it's rewarding every time you step onto the mat. And the more you show up, the more you will see these changes happen in your patience, in your mental awareness about what's going on, in your physical body too. Take one more breath here. Good. When you're ready, gazing up between the thumbs. Roll yourself all the way up into your tabletop position, tucking the toes under. Take the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Bring the big toes together to touch. Let's go for one more standing sequence, dropping the hips down towards the heels, springing yourself all the way up to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Let's take it on our right leg to start with. So bringing that left knee in towards the body. Option here to grab onto the left knee. Really feel yourself grounding through that right foot towards the ground. We're going to let go of the knee, or we're going to reach. You can grab onto your big toe with your peace fingers or outside edge of the foot, kicking it all the way through, trying to draw your shoulders up and back, draw the hips forward. Good, so try to draw the foot in towards the face a little bit more. Again, you can always stay with the leg bent and keeping hold of the knee instead. Try to extend the leg, maybe bring the hand to the hip, help you balance for 1, 2, 3. We're going to take it out to the side. Same with the bent leg if you need to for 1, 2, and 3. Back to center. Option here to grab onto the outside of the knee or outside of the foot. Opening up through the chest, coming into our standing twist. Try to keep the front leg in the middle of the mat so it doesn't cross over to the right side of the mat. So we're not twisting all the way, so our leg comes to the right. We want to keep it facing forward. Maybe gaze over that back fingertip. Standing leg is strong. 1, 2, 3. Gaze comes all the way back forward. Added extra, let's see if we can go for the pistol squat. Reaching forward, I like to grab my foot, lowering down to the floor as carefully as we can. Maybe grabbing your blocks to push yourself all the way back up. Woo, nice. And releasing that left foot by the side of the body. Obviously the pistol squat is completely optional. If you want to have your blocks next to you, you can come down, grab those, push yourself all the way back up. Good, your mobility takes a little bit of time to get to that point. But in time, it will get there. Let's go on the right side, grounding through that left foot. Bring that right knee in towards the center of the chest. Really roll the shoulder blades up, so try to lift up through the chest here. Good, option to stay here with the knee. Let go of the knee. Or grabbing onto the outside. Or the big toe of the right foot. And feeling a little bit of a difference in both sides is absolutely fine. So wherever you are, staying with your practice, pushing that heel towards the front of the mat, drawing that right shoulder all the way back. Good, taking it all the way up to the side now. Feeling that hip wanting to go or not. Good, for 1, 2, 3, back to center.
Option to stay here or grab outside of the foot or the knee, kicking it into the hand, keeping it nice and straight to the front of the mat. Remember, coming into that twist, maybe gazing over that back hand. Try not to let yourself be distracted. Staying with the breath. 1, 2, and 3. Releasing that hand all the way back to the front. Woo, trying to stay with it. Well done. You kept your hand on your foot or your knee. Exhale, coming all the way down into that optional pistol squat. So you can grab onto those blocks next to you to push yourself all the way back up. Coming all the way up. And exhale, releasing that right foot to the ground. Well done, that's challenging. Sweeping the hands all the way up and back. Sweeping the hands back. Utkatasana, coming into our chair pose. Dropping all the way to the floor now. So the bum sinks all the way down, back to the heels. Keep those fingertips lifting forward, staying in a ball, rolling all the way back to the mat. Good, hugging those knees nice and tightly in. Giving yourself a little bit of a roll. Dropping the knees over to the right side. Just windshield wipering them out, releasing the tension in the hips. Maybe close the eyes, sinking your weight into the floor. Good. From here, coming into a bit of a bridge setup, but we're going to make sure we can touch our ankles, crossing that right foot over that left knee here. Moving that thigh in towards the face if it's available to you, keeping that right foot nice and active. And if you want a deeper stretch, you can flip over and go into your pigeon. If that's more comfortable for you and you feel you get more out of it, then that's absolutely fine. I like to do this one especially to release the lower back. You get 2 with 1. From here, keeping that foot hooked, cactus at the arms, dropping those knees over to the right side, maybe gazing over to knees to the left and gazing over to the right. Coming into a nice full spinal twist. When you're ready, bringing those knees back up to the center. Crossing the ankle over. Kicking that right foot in towards the body. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. And then taking that foot down, taking the twist on the other side. And obviously if you have more time today, you want to stay in these stretches for longer, please absolutely do. This is your time now, this is your practice. When you're ready, releasing the knees back into the center of the chest, giving yourself a nice little squeeze before finding your Shavasana. Obviously taking any last positions or poses that you'd like to before relaxing down, relaxing the shoulders, softening the feet, softening the hands up towards the sky. Finding a place where you can just be still for just a few minutes. Obviously, if you have longer than a few minutes, please give yourself this time. Allow your body to take in all of the information we've given it today so it can learn and it can change and it can adapt. Take one long inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Giving yourself as long as you need here down on the mat. I'm going to leave you in Shavasana. It was so great to practice with you. Thank you so much for sharing today's practice with me. I hope to see you on the mat again very soon. Namaste.